As you may recall, a Florida judge ruled earlier this week that the new health care law is unconstitutional. This is a huge blow to the president. Make no mistake. The case now goes to an appeals court and could eventually go to the Supreme Court. The 27 states that sued to have Obamacare repealed were joined by a group representing 350,000 small businesses called the National Federation of Independent Businesses. But not all businesses are against Obamacare. There is something called the National Business Group on Health, and they represent large companies, a few of them, such as General Electric, Microsoft, and General Motors. Now, the group's CEO, Helen Darling, says about Obamacare, and I'm quoting here from the Wall Street Journal, "I don't think we'll get a better solution in the U.S. in our lifetime. If it gets repealed or gutted, we'll have to start all over and we'll be worse off." We asked for Ms. Darling to appear on tonight's program. She declined. We are, however, joined by Larry Fishelson. He is Dynalink Communications Chief Operating Officer, and Tea Party Patriots National Coordinator Mark Meckler. Gentlemen, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Larry, first to you. The liberal media, of course, is hanging on this group as representing a big section of businesses. I doubt whether they do, but there are some big businesses that have been sold on Obamacare. What about you?
Not sold on it. First off, Judge Vincent's the best thing that's happened to Florida since a man named Larry Zonka in the backfield many years ago.
That's inside baseball, but go ahead.
Okay. But talking about big business and small business are two totally different things. Over 70% of the jobs are created by small business. So what's good for big business and the TARPs, the bailouts, is not what's good for small business.
That's right. And Mark, the big insurers, we have to remember, and the big pharmaceuticals as well, at first loved Obamacare because their pool would increase. They would get more people insured. There would be more drugs to be dispensed. So you automatically had a constituency to this.
An incredible deal, right? If you can force 30 million customers to suddenly become paying customers, that's the 30 to 40 million is the number the administration used. That's a pretty good deal if you're a big insurance company.
Well, do you think that this organization, the National Business Group on Health, are we going to, you know how the liberal media love Obamacare and are always trying to push it. Of course, this particular story was not only in the Wall Street Journal, but the NPR made a huge thing of it. Are we going to be hearing more of this group? Or are they going to be forced to account for exactly how many businesses they really represent?
I don't think you're going to hear anything from them. I think it's a manufacturer of the left. It's just like the coffee party. They'll come, they'll go. They have to have something to oppose the people. This is what the ruling elite do when they're trying to shove something down our throats. They make it up if they don't have the reality.
And Larry, what about the National Federation of Independent Businesses? They are part of the lawsuit. They are working with these states to overturn Obamacare. Is that a better representative of your views?
It's a much better representative. I mean, the small business group, like I said, over 70% of jobs are created by small business. So the small business group has a much better idea than a big business angle. Now, Mark mentioned before about insurance companies. Well, what's the first thing that happened? And premiums went up. We're all paying skyrocket
20, 30,
premiums.
40%.
So how is that going to help grow the economy?
By the way, how is it cut into your bottom line, that increase in the premiums?
You know what it's cut into? It's cut into hiring more people. So I have 35 people right now where I can go ahead and bring on more people. With the premiums go up, you take a second look at it.
Were you literally prepared to hire more people and then you were faced with these premium costs and decided you didn't have the cash?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And once again, it's not a matter of having cash because we're a successful, profitable business. The issue is, we're here in America to grow capitalism. Sky's the limit. So if I can go ahead and bring on more people, I have to worry now if I bring on 50 people, that I'm going to go ahead and get whacked with all sorts of sanctions,
Mark,
if you don't put them on.
You have this huge contradiction now between the president's stated goals. He says, obviously, he's in favor of Obamacare. That's a proud achievement of his. But he says that jobs is #1 priority for him. And you just heard Larry say he would be hiring people if it wasn't for Obamacare. So you got a contradiction in goals here.
Well, the president should be sitting down with people like Larry instead of Immelt, who's this huge corporation that stands to benefit from the president's policies. He should sit down with small businessmen who are feeling the punishment of the federal government. They're under the thumb. Larry said it. They'd love to hire more. But every time they hire more people, they just get punished by the federal government, so they can't do it.
But, of course, he's not going to sit down with them because they disagree with him.
He's not going to sit down with them because he doesn't believe in American business. He doesn't believe in the capitalist model, despite all the rhetoric. If you look at all the actions he's taken, every action is anti-capitalist, anti-business. It's just not within his philosophical paradigm.
Larry, do you really think that he believes that capitalism is bad, that what you are doing is bad?
Absolutely, I do.
But you're creating jobs. You're creating a new technology that making it cheaper for businesses to use phones in America. I mean, how could he be?
But we've heard this because we've heard this redistribute the wealth before. This is
so
nothing
that's
new.
His number one goal.
This is nothing new. With the appointment of William Daley and with Jeff Immelt, I do not see this. This is big business. Immelt, William Daley comes from the SBC group, the monopolist group, government backed. And if this policy is so great, why are people asking for exemptions on it?
Larry Fishelson, Mark Meckler,